Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this stream where we are celebrating Frank Welker's 77th birthday. One of my favorite voice actors throughout the time. I'm really excited for this, and once my friends join in, we will get started. Hey, Blitz,
Hello there.
how's it going?
Good.
Sorry it took me so long. I I was about to build a shelf, but I had to get a new washer first, so got installed. And my uncle has like stuff to do, but he will be back and to help me build the shelf. So
Okay.
yeah, my mom just got from Walmart today when she got off of work, and this one's gonna be bigger and stuff, so it'll be a lot better than the white one. And yeah, I can't wait to have that and stuff. So how was your day?
Pretty good.
Good to know. Hey, Fresh,
What's up, guys?
how's it going?
It was fine at first, but now it's just nah.
Sorry I took so long because I explained to Blitz like we're about to build my shelf, but had to get a new washer and my two uncles started together and they have to do stuff. But when one of them comes back, they will help me build a shelf. So in the meantime, that's what I'm starting to stream right now.
I saw what you put, dude, but I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, since you guys are all here, let's go ahead and talk about the first one that Blitz suggested, Fred Jones from the Scooby-Doo franchise.
But yes. Well, because iconic, and was Frank Walker's first voice role.
And that is pretty awesome. And when did he voice them?
1966, 1969.
Yeah, and the crazy story about this is like how he got the land role. Because back in the day, before he did voiceover, he would do commercials and all that. And then somebody saw him in the commercials, and um, that person wanted Frank to be part of a good franchise. And the crazy thing is, Frank didn't originally audition for Fred. It was Shaggy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did tell me that. I do remember that.
Yeah, while Casey Kasem, the voice of Shaggy, actually auditioned for Fred, but they switched it around. But otherwise, Fred's a good leader. Even like, yeah, even people says he doesn't have a catchphrase, but don't forget about Split Up Gang.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that not until like later on, like for example in Scooby-Doo Gets It, or he actually does have catchphrase, hold the phone.
Hmm.
So yeah, Fred Jones is like one of the most iconic Scooby-Doo characters. Like, he's known for like setting up traps and stuff. And later on in like modern Scooby-Doo movies and shows and whatnot, he's like obsessed with his traps, especially in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
And he has well, he doesn't really show affection with love interest with Daphne, but they do are a couple. But there are some instances like in movies and TV shows, like many of them where he actually falls for a hot chick, and of course Daphne gets jealous.
Mm-hmm.
But Fred is like really good character. Is like really iconic, and I'm glad that Frank Welker has been voicing for all the years and is very recognizable. It's like top notch voice for Fred. I can't think of anyone else to voice him.
I mean, again, Zac Efron.
Well, yeah, I mean it was all right, but kind of overrated, really. But I give this Thomas Honor a million plus because it's just that great.
Why not say Infinity?
Yes.
Exactly.
Anyway, next one, Megatron, where he voiced him in the G1 of Transformers in the 80s. So yeah, Megatron is known for the leader of the Decepticons. In the original Transformers, he transformed into a gun. So of course he's supposed to appear big in robot form, but he shrinks and transforms to like a blaster and stuff. But later on, he does get his own vehicles, like whenever it's a tank, a jet, or maybe a helicopter. But yeah, Megatron is like one of the most iconic Decepticons ever. Um, like one of the most evil villains ever. I really do like him. But my favorite Megatron, like one of them, is Transformers Prime Megatron, which I have right here, where he's a lot more darker. And the way Frank Welker voiced him is like really menacing. I really like how he did that.
Yes.
And so yeah, what's your take on Megatron?
With me, how I got introduced to him. Yes, get introduced to him and animated first, but how I got introduced to Frank's was G1. Then saw his version from like the Michael Bay movies, and as Christian said, in Prime, like I did like his characteristics, like more demeaning and all that. I just like those funny moments with him and Starscream, especially.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, both him along with Fred had to be like his top dogs. Speaking of dogs, look who our dog is.
Well, we're not gonna talk about Scooby yet, because next one first let me rate him. Since he is another Thomas Honor, Infinity, a million, 100, all of that. It's just that.
Well, technically, Thomas Honor would have to. Well, yeah, it kind of depends on how you mean it. Like Thomas Honor means kind of like taking on for somebody who originated. Like since it was the first, it would happen to be his legacy role.
Oh, I actually like that better.
Yeah, that's why I coined the phrase "timeless honor." Like I know how many people can differentiate from that, but for me, I just kind of like sum it up like that.
Understandable. And what's your opinion on Megatron Fresh?
Well, yeah. Well, I honestly haven't got to know up until like Watch Mojo, I think maybe. But I just really like the voice that he gave him, like the raspiness and everything. It's cool to listen to.
And what's really cool in Family Guy, Frank Welker actually got to voice Megatron again. And one example is a cutaway where Peter mentioned to Brian about Negatron instead of Megatron, and of course Megatron's like his usual. Together we can rule the as long as you do as I command. And then there's like a canoe robot, which is Negatron, and they're like arguing and stuff. So it's pretty cool that he got to voice him again for all time's sake.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Curious George.
All right, for Curious George. Nah, I'm just playing, but Curious George, yeah, he's like one of my favorites from Frank, because growing up, this was like one of my favorite PBS kids shows.
Yeah, me too.
With me, before we got introduced to him in the movie, of course, it was the TV show, as I said, with George, he's just, yes, as the name says, curious. He tries to find a way to like do stuff that he see people does, and it actually goes good.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's funny about this? I saw behind the scenes about when he was recording his lines for Curious George, and I was reading through the comments. He was like, "Okay, who gave Megatron the helium?" But yeah, my top show from PBS Kids, like Curious George, and yeah, give it an Infinity.
Well, in my opinion, yeah, like you said, like one of my favorite PBS Kids shows. Like, and I didn't know that there was like a book before a TV series and stuff, and also a movie debut.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Curious George, like he kind of talks, but not really. He just says some one-liner words, but it can't go nothing wrong with Georgie here. And I love this Family Guy kind of like there's a serious version where like he's like doing taxes and stuff, and Yellow Active is like, want to go and play? Is like, no, I got stuff to do or something like that. I can't really remember.
Christian, you could just say the man with the yellow hat, or just call him Ted.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name. It's Ted. But yeah, again, nothing wrong with Georgie. I give him Findy. All right, next one.
Wait, first and
Scooby-Doo.
explain.
Yeah, slow down, Roadrunner.
Like
Sorry.
first and explain his part.
Okay, I first saw the 2006 movie, but yeah, I didn't really watch the full thing up until around 2017. So, I mean, when I saw the full thing, I was like, yeah, I don't know why I've been like missing this, and I just gotta say, yeah, it's one of his most his most tender roles that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm finished.
All right. Now I talk about Scooby-Doo.
But yeah, when Frank took over as Scooby-Doo, I didn't really could have tell the difference as a kid, but now like you could hear a slight difference. But he did really good with the voice.
Oh yeah, he perfected it. Now this is a timeless honor roll, since the original was Don Messick that retired, giving up from his smoking habits to help him provide the voice, which was a little bit, well, okay, I don't know why would you want to do that, but in any case, yeah, taken over ever since 2002. It's a blessing in himself, and I kind of do like how it developed. Like, we all know that Scooby is famous for his speech, like his rodent replacement, which is a speech disorder, and how he kind of shifted into talking like without any R's at the beginning of sentences now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that he made it developed through time, because it's usually like roll raggy rail free, but it's like talking normal speeches. It's just this awesome. I first noticed that when I saw the commercials of Be Cool Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network, where I actually heard him talk normal speech.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I believe, what was me? I guess during that time, I guess that it was a little bit of Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico, a little bit. I remember way back when. I guess it was my first time.
All right.
Hello?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm still here too.
Well, why is it quiet then?
And I was just tapping down the next roll in the comments, but yeah, what's your final score for Scooby?
Infinity.
Exactly.
Me too.
It's like the role he was born to play. It's like the only role that I think of every time when I hear his name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, and there are like many other instances where someone else voiced Scooby. I don't know who voiced Scooby in that one scene. Oh, who's in a backstage? Oh, it's Movie Watcher. Hello, Movie Watcher.
Hello, Christian.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
That's pretty fine. Do you know about Frank Welker's roles?
Who?
Frank Welker.
Oh, yeah, it's his birthday today.
Yes, it is.
And this is one of the characters he voiced.
Who is that?
Dr. Claw.
Oh, well, I'm not used to him showing his face, so I didn't recognize him.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, but we'll talk about Dr. Claw in a little bit. So we were just talking about Scooby-Doo. What's your take on Scooby-Doo?
Me, it's one of my favorite shows that I used to watch when I was a kid years ago. And Scooby-Doo, he always his words always begin with the letter R. You know, it depends on how he talks.
Well, as we explained, like over time he has developed more a regular speech and stuff, which is pretty awesome.
Ah, I see. Anyway, Scooby-Doo, he's one of the greatest characters I've ever seen.
Yes,
And
no doubt about it.
and which Scooby-Doo version do you like? The animated version or the live action one?
The animated
Animated.
version.
But I prefer both, to be honest.
Both.
Ah, I see. Have you seen this Scooby-Doo movie live action?
The only one I've seen is Scooby Doo: The Mystery Begins, where like it was like in 2006 or 2007.
Like that depends. Like if you're talking about the first live action one, that was from 2002.
Yeah.
Well, the one I was talking about is the one they show on Cartoon Network, is where how they all met and stuff.
Okay, that's The Mystery Begins. That was 2010.
Oh, 2010. Okay, so I was way off, but thank you for that, Fresh.
Of course.
But yeah, that movie was childhood classic for me. It's like one of my favorite Scooby movies. But anyway, what's your final score for Scooby, movie watcher?
Well, I give him a 10 out of 10 because he's pretty funny.
All right, cool. All right, next one. The roles he did in Aladdin.
Abu, Raja, and Cave of Wonders. Yeah, this film, when I first watched it, it was amazing.
No, yes. Same for me. When I first watched it way back in music class in like I guess like the second grade, I guess. And up until the part where we got to Friend Like Me and we didn't really like finish, but then years later when I did finish, I was like blown away.
It was a great movie, especially yes, the characters he played, like Abu the monkey, Aladdin's, pets, he was a funny monkey.
Yeah, one of those silent snarker type of characters where their dialogue and expressions, mostly their expressions speak for themselves.
And yeah, it's crazy to find out at the end of the 2019 version, Frank Welker had to redo the lines. Again, they can reuse some of the lines from the old movie, but I like what they did with Frank in the 2019 one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Again,
like some issues from the 2019, like I don't really like is with Iago's voice in that one.
Yeah, it's a shame, but Alan Tudyk tried, I guess.
He tried, he could have gotten like loud, but hey, whatever tries. But yeah, Raja, yes, Jasmine's tiger. Huh. What else can we say? He's just a tiger, nothing much about him.
Yeah, of course. He's known to bite someone in the butt. Like there's one guy that he bit his pants off, showed his IDs.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, Fresh, the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, this is one of his most impressive ones. Like that godlike commanding voice where what else? He's just a giant cave of wonders and joy there where like you only seek the prized possession, which is let's see, that's up to you. But if you manage to just steal anything, he just kind of like just punishes you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as a kid, I always found him cool.
It's cool. But yeah, like my final rankings for all three of these roles, yes, Infinity. It's just the movie itself is beautiful.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing I should add about Frank Welker, he is known for making impressive lion roars and growls, and he can do that with the help of a metal trash can.
Well, yes, because of the Lion King behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. And he can also do it without the trash can, but I think it's more impressive he could do it with it.
But the point is, aside from not just only lions, just animals in general, since it's this whole thing, since he's just mastered that, along with the likes of D. Bradley Baker and Michael Winslow and Fred Tatasciore.
Right. All right. And next one, let's Soundwave. So yes,
What's that sound? Do you hear that?
Fresh will be back. Okay.
Okay, he'll be back.
But anyway, Soundwave, he first voiced Soundwave in the G1 franchise. So yeah, this version of Soundwave is like, he didn't have a vehicle form, just like Megatron. He transformed into like a MP3, not like a MP3 player, like a tape recorder or something like that. And like, in his robot form, he could shoot out his minions, which transforms to from tapes to robots and stuff. But I do like his voice as of his robotic tone and stuff. That's what's really known about Soundwave is his robotic voice, which I really do love.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got introduced to that Soundwave and Transformers the movie in 1986, I believe. That's what the year it came out. And he kind of voiced him other times, like also in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon. He also reprised his role minorly in Transformers Prime, where he only said one line, like towards the end of the series. And then he got voiced in fully in Transformers Robotics in Disguise 2015, where he's been upgraded. And for Blitz, what's your opinion on Soundwave?
Mm-hmm. Soundwave, yeah. Soundwave, yeah, he's a cool Decepticon. Like, I like, that's the voice of him, especially like what was it? Laserbeak, yeah. Like, just having like these, a little bit, these animals turn into your basically your instruments at that point, especially when they show that in Transformers Animated.
Yeah, I used to have a toy Soundwave, and that's how I got used to Laserbeak because of the toy I used to have.
And then what was it? Bat Rats, yeah, the other one.
Well, actually, it's Rat Bat.
Oh, well, either way, But other than that, and fun fact, the way how people that voice Soundwave throughout the years, they actually had to rasp the voice so they could add the effect later, like I am Soundwave and all that, and they add the effect afterwards.
I know, but it's
That's-
still impressive and stuff. Like one of my favorite Soundwaves is Jeff Bannett's version and animated, and I do want to know what his voice sounds like without the auto tone for his voice.
Mm. Well, say what is nice? Oh, never mind. Oh,
But-
yeah.
What?
Huh? Oh, no, nothing. I just saw the comments.
Oh,
But yeah, final ranking for Soundwave, yes, Infinity, because Frank just owns that role.
I know. Me too. I really do enjoy that role. And next one, the roles he did in Dexter's Lab.
Maybe we should wait for Fresh, like
Well,
physically.
speaking of which, here he comes.
Hi, Fresh.
Yeah, so
We were just talking about you, and I was just about to talk about this, and Blitz said, maybe we should wait. And he said, oh, he's speaking at the door.
wait, hold on a second.
Dang, Christian, you just had to say something. Oh no.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
But yeah, when he comes back, then I'll explain. Like, Dexter Joseph, put in that one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, first one from Dexter's Laboratory is Monkey. Basically, Monkey is, Dexter's Lab Monkey, who secretly has superpowers.
Yeah.
I must say, yes. He is considered the world's, greatest superhero in the planets, especially in the one episode, Dal M from Monkey, And that was the one episode where his identity got revealed by Dexter, but, he just wiped his brain out, forgetting what Monkey's identity looked like.
Oh,
Yeah, so, but for Monkey, yeah, there were cool badass moments with him. That's what I liked about him, and I give him, an Infinity.
yeah. I first got to know him from that one episode where it features some giant monster voiced by Brad Garrett, and
Oh, you're talking about the lava monster?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I give it like a 8.
You, Christian?
I don't really know him that much because it's been a long time since I've seen Dexter's Lab, but I'll agree with your scores.
All right. Next one, Gronk, who was basically a parody of Hulk. Yeah. Again, when we said this yesterday for Walt Paulson, yes, basically all the superheroes were parodies of DC or Marvel characters, which I liked what they did. And yeah, Gronk, he's just like Hulk, but he's a little bit, dumber in a way, but he's kind of playful,
In fact, he's even much more jovial than the Hulk was himself in Superhero Squad when you think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course,
No disrespect.
predating that one.
But yeah, with Gronk, again, we'll mention this again, with that one episode where he got a chip on his tooth, and, this him and Major Glory and Van Halen, like, arguing if they should go to the dentist or not.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my favorite episodes. And of course, and have you noticed in a dentist was sitting on a couch, of course, since he's being heavy and all, he tilts the couch and the person that was on the couch was like sitting next to him.
And yeah, when he was going to the dentist was also voiced by Frank Welker.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Kronk, in his spare time when they're not fighting, he likes to watch a show called The Puppet Pals. Yeah, we did mention this yesterday. Oh yeah, there was also this one with him and She-Kronk.
Right.
There's a She-Kronk?
Yeah, and she was voiced by Cap Susie.
Oh, I did not know that.
Wow.
The whole time they were falling in love and they're like battling, against each other, but here and there, I was like, wow. But with Kronk, you can't go wrong with him. He's like one of the best from the Justice Friends. Infinity for me.
Oh yes, I agreed.
All right, next one, Welker. Yes, this is this is Mandark's Duck, who's also a supervillain.
Yeah, he just only created him as an opponent to Monkey in order for him to gain superpowers, and to be like, "Oh, I can top that. Let me take this simple animal and give it powers, and then boom."
I mean, yeah. I watched like 2 episodes with him, but like I give him like a 6 out of 10 for me.
All right, that's fair.
Next one, Mr. Phillips. Yes, this is Dexter's elementary teacher. Yeah, he's just an old man with glasses, I like the voice he kind of gives. It's like Monty, but more, intelligent-wise. But for him, I give him a 6 out of 10,
I think there's an episode about Dexter's Lab where Dexter usually stays at school after dismissed, like because he does like science experience and stuff. And I think like the janitor, someone like watched him in the whole school, and he tried to find his way to escape.
Next one, White Tiger. The parody of White Tiger and Black Panther. Yes, in this one episode, Van Halen took White Tiger to stay at their house for a while it stopped raining and all that. And Major Glory was allergic. Kronk didn't have no problem. But I just like how Kronk just got up in the middle of the night when there was no milk in their fridge. He legit just crushes his arm through the downstairs house and grab their milk.
Wow.
Well, for White Tiger, 10 out of 10. It was just a hilarious moment. Last one is William Goat. This is Van Helen's goat.
He had a goat?
Yeah, he had a goat. Yeah. Nothing much about him. Only saw it once. I just give him a 5 out of 10, and that's it. Really, the only character I favored from Dexter's Lab tour was Monkey and Kronk from Frank.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. Next one. Goddard from Jimmy Neutron.
Christian, before you say anything, he did play other roles than Goddard.
I know, but Goddard is one I know best.
Well, it's no issue. We can take care of the rest because, of course, brain power, brain blast. We already.
Yeah.
So yeah, Goddard, being the robotic pet of Jimmy Neutron, besides being a dog, he like whenever Jimmy has doesn't know what to do and stuff, like when his situation, Goddard usually gives him different options and they usually work and stuff. And he can also record it and it's shown on his chest. Like for example, in the first episode, when pants attack, Judy, his mom, asked him, "How many times have I asked you to pick up all your pants out of your room?" And Goddard showed a montage. There's like 40 something times she said that. So and yeah, Goddard at one time transformed into a giant robot, and of course thanks to Timmy because of a video game thing.
Thank you, Fresh, for that one. Thank you.
What?
The one you just put.
Oh, yeah, one of our suggestions, right?
Yeah, thank you though.
But anyway, yeah, Timmy put in a video game disc in his system because I was trying to reboot, but yeah, that messed him up. But Goddard is a really good boy, and he's really handy whenever different adventures he's been in, and there's nothing wrong with him. What's your guys' opinion?
As you said, Goddard, being one of the favorite ones I favorite for Frank, this, dog wise, it's just like one of the best, not really a problem with Goddard, Yeah, as Christian said, that's just my opinion as well.
He said everything, so there's nothing to...
Yeah. So for Goddard, Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
And
next one?
Wait!
Slow down.
Oh my God, did we not discuss this earlier? We're talking about the other roles from Jimmy Neutron. So yeah, there was also he voiced this the fat officer, Officer Tubbs.
Yes.
Is that the one with the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And he I first saw him in the episode where Jimmy turned the whole town cold and stuff because it was super hot, and he along with Carl and I think the guy from the Kenny bar.
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah, I just like how they were running the whole time.
Yeah,
and they're sweating.
And
yeah,
and then Al was had a drum thing. It's like hurrah, 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 hurrah. That's the most hilarious thing ever.
And he also provided the animal sounds for Carl's pet hamster.
Yes, which in turn, through a science experiment, got Jimmy switched heads with the hamster, and the hamster took over, his body.
He also voiced Carl's pet turtle Snappy that turned into a giant monster. Remember that?
Right, which reminds me of Gamora the Brave that was developed in Japan.
Mm-hmm. And he also voiced Eustace's father.
Yeah,
I don't remember his father appearing in the show.
He did. When we talked about it yesterday, $1 Billion Boy.
Yeah, him along with Neutron was getting along, and they were having fun, and you was telling him to be strict with the boy and all that.
I see. But yeah, and also I was going to be on the voice actors. I forgot that he also voices Cindy's dog.
Yes. Wait, did he also voice? What was it? The Junkman's pet.
Roxy? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, Goddard's is top one for Doom Neutron from him.
Oh wait, remember in the movie he also voiced Poltra,
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that up, that big plant monster.
No, the big bird monster thing.
Oh, the chicken monster, yeah. My fault. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right, now Christian, you can go on.
All right, next one, Dynamite.
Yeah, yes, I watched a little bit of the original series with Blue Falcon. I especially watched when he would do crossovers with Dexters Laboratory, which was pretty cool, and especially with the movie he did with ScoobyDoo.
I don't remember how I got introduced to Dynamite and Blue Falcon, honestly.
But I just the voice Frank did, kind of like Barney Rubble, but as a dog. But yeah, what did you think of Ken Jong's version from Scoob?
I actually like it. Like, as like him being a lot smarter and stuff, and being like modern and whatnot. But be right back. Coming, mother.
All right. And your opinion, people?
Well, yeah, he was comical in the movie, yes, just like Ken Jeong always is.
But like, how did you get introduced to Frank Welker as Dynamite?
Well, I didn't really hear him up until I saw a Cartoon Network Did You Know voice acting video.
Oh. Wolf.
I have a question. What kind of powers does Dynamite have?
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, go
He
ahead.
doesn't. Oh, I was about to say he doesn't really have powers. If you ever saw like the original show, he's actually like yeah, in some media he's actually Robotnik. You know, like stretching all that. You know.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. But yeah, if you saw that movie with ScoobyDoo and the Blue Falcon, like the new, like Dynamo, that was like, yeah, it was kind of badass, but I was like, it never could like go to like the original, in my opinion.
Right, I was thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah. Also, Joseph, Christian already suggested Charles from Space Jam already.
Yeah, most of the other suggestions you put, we've already put down. Like we got,
Yeah.
Just be sure to read carefully because, no offense, some people just don't even bother to just read sometimes. Some of them.
Some of them. Whoops. Also, fresh. Although we're not talking about this character, I did see a little bit of a clip of Cujo the movie, like back when. Like, did you ever seen it or like the clips?
Yes, most of the clips. When I was getting ready to watch it, I was already crying. And when I say crying, I was like, "Oh, geez." When he first got bit by that rabid bat, and then I didn't even. Well, I know what does happen in the end. I just can't stand, when animals get killed.
Yeah, because when I was doing my behind the mantle for Carnage, I was searching for the pictures. I was like, "Oh my god, why?" Yeah, because I've heard Cujo, but I didn't know how messed up like he was in the movie.
Yes.
I'm back. Where were we?
Big Mac.
Ah.
But yeah. Nobody asked you, but yeah, Dynamite. Like yeah, final opinions for him. I give him a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, he's all right character. I give him a 10 too.
7.
All right, next one. Dr. Clear.
So basically, we got Christian Bale over here.
God
You
almighty.
sound exactly like him too this time.
Good job, Christian. Use that voice for Rozar next week.
Okay. Well, yeah. Dr. Claw appearing as the main antagonist of did it come out in the 80s or 90s?
80s.
Thank you, 80s. 80s cartoon, Inspector Gadget. He has never been shown with his face, always showing with his metal claw, and always turned behind a chair. That is until like there's a toy made of him, or I saw this on YouTube years ago, or it actually showed his face.
And okay, like even though I haven't really seen the cartoon yet, I mean, I first got to know by the trailer of Inspector Gadget 2, but when I did learn about like how Frank's interpretation about what he did, and I was like, holy fudge, there's no possible way that this dude is this awesome when I was first knowing him. Or more about him. And And yeah, in addition to like Dr. Claw, he also voiced his cat, and he also did voice Inspector Gadget too, like one time as well.
He did. Yeah, it was like in the original show. Like, yeah, there was a time where it was multiple actors at the time, but yeah. But yeah, nobody can stand to like Frank Welker's Dr. Claw overall.
Yep, and he's really iconic with his growly voice. I will get you, Inspector Gadget. Count on it.
Get you next time, Gadget. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, even though I don't really know the guy that much, he's still an iconic villain throughout the '80s. I still give him a decent 9.
Yeah, the voice is just as similar as when he played Doomsday from Super Friends.
I didn't know he used the same voice. That's cool. All right, next one: Jerry Mouse and Tyke, Tom and Jerry, the Magic Ring.
Now, this is my really official. This is where I first got to know Frank Welker overall when I saw the behind the scenes, and of course, he did honestly make Jerry sound adorable and lovable and everything. I just kind of like his interpretation, where he just finds just various ways to get the magic ring off his head, and he eventually does, and it's just his usual Tom and Jerry shtick. And with Tyke, well, yeah, it was decent as well.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just using George's voice for Jerry, and so you just hear it in his voice.
And there was a little bit of when he did talk a little bit, like when he was suggesting where to get the ring off, he was like, no.
And didn't he also like say "Al" too?
I think he did. He also said "aha," and let's see, where else? I mean, it's just so freaking so surprising when you first see it.
First, when you did the it was a perfect Curious George. Good job.
Wow. All right.
So yeah, final score for Jerry.
Infinity. Because he is officially my favorite.
Agreed. What's your score?
Hold on, I'm putting another suggestion. I'll answer you in 1 second.
All right.
So for Jerry Mouse, yes, I did see the behind the scenes too. He did really good as Jerry because the whole time I'm hearing Jerry, yes, I did say I was keep hearing Curious George in my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Same here. All right, next one. The Grubs from Buzz Lightyear Star Command, The Adventure Begins. So I know there's other roles from the TV show, but I haven't seen the TV show, so I'm just going to go with the movie itself. So the Grubs are minions of Zurg. They're like bug-like creatures that do his beating and stuff. And other than that, there's also like brain bots, which are robots with like brains with eyes and stuff. But Frank Welker just voices these little guys and stuff, and they're being bullied a lot. Like, for example, in one scene where Buzz and his partner Dark Matter trying to get in, and then Dark Matter knocked on the door, and one grub enters the door, and he just slams the door on him, and it just flies off. And like when one shows up, he asks like how like the integration with the little men are doing, and the robot said that getting anything, and then Zurg came out with Grub like choking him and stuff. But yeah, finding out that Frank voiced these guys, it's just impressive. I give him a 10.
Cool.
All right. Next one, Barney Rubble.
Hi, Fred. Yeah, when he took it for Mel Blanc, honestly, he did really great in my opinion. The first time I heard his Barney Rebel is like that special where Pebbles and Bam Bam are getting married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Jed.
But for his version of Barney Rebel, you know, comparing to like Mel Blanc's version and Kim Michelsen's version, it was like wow, but I give him an affinity. It's like one of his iconic roles.
I didn't really hear Frank Welker as Barney Rubble, but I have seen like I used to have VHS where like Barney and the rest of the gang, minus Pebbles and Bam Bam, went to like somewhere in Egypt and stuff, and the girls got captured and stuff, and then they rescued them, and that's where I found out that Pebbles and Bam Bam are adults. I was like, whoa, that actually shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Hang on, let me get back. Okay, Cujo.
Well, me and Fresh already talked about a little bit.
Well, we didn't explain much though.
Like
all of
we,
it.
like okay, then you want to explain first?
Well, like I know we did like say like a little bit, but the full story. Well, yeah, just I mean like our full opinions. This is what I'm saying. So yeah, it's one of his most tragic ones because of course the classic story of a friendly Saint Bernard that gets bitten by a rabbit bat and turns him into a cold-blooded killer. And I gotta say, the sounds are so freaking epically demonic sounding. They are just freaking.
It was so fucked up as well, and like yes. I don't know what they did with the dog, but I was like, holy shit, he looks like a zombie at that point.
Like, when did this came out? The movie?
Like in the 1980s, I believe, was it?
I mean, I'm checking right now. So.
I might have to look that up later after the stream, see how it sounds on your perspective.
Oh,
but the way
1983.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no surprise, this was originally a novel by Stephen King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Like, no dog should be going through like what Cujo went through.
No, not at all. This is why I can't stand dogs in movies when they kind of like meet their demise and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for this is my lowest ranking. I had to give it like a 3 because of how much it was like crazy.
And Infinity because due to the sounds, because Frank is just that awesome. He just freaking nails it.
Well, yeah, that I agree with, but I was saying for like a whole movie. Otherwise,
oh, I understand. Yes,
I learned about Cujo through Cujo from Benton Omniverse.
I knew this guy was gonna say that.
I was afraid he was gonna say Dan Phantom.
Oh, that too. Yes, Cujo.
Oh, him. Well, I didn't get introduced to him until after, like, because I got introduced to that character in Gloss of Doom where he became a boss.
Well, I first got introduced to him in the show, and then get introduced to Cujo and like Ben 10. So that that's how I officially got introduced to Cujo through Danny Phantom.
All right. Next one, Bubble Puppy from Bubble Guppies.
Oh yes, a time where you could be a kid, just watching any Nick Jr. shows at the time. Bubble Guppies were like one of the best ones in the time, And my first time seeing Bubble Puppy is his first appearance, like where they were wondering about Bubble Puppy if he's gonna have an owner. And in the episode, the person that owned it, like just gave Bubble Puppy to Gil, which was really good.
Yeah, and he's like became like one of the best characters in the show and stuff, just being a regular dog. And I don't remember if this is true or not, but I think there was a Bubble Kitty in that show.
I believe so.
But yeah, but BP is like a really iconic character, like really a good animal character. I give him a 10.
Same.
What? Is he muted?
Yes.
Oh. All right, okay, be back. In the meantime, I'm going to do this.
Oh yeah, and by the way, it's not Monkey Brains, it's Dr. Rockwell.
I know, but here's the thing though. Firstly, Mikey does call him Monkey Brains, and the reason I added him because, of course, he did his like monkey sounds and stuff before he started talking. So
no shit.
Very catchy music.
Thank you.
By the way, how old is Frank Welker?
77.
Wow. He's
Yep.
still got
there.
it.
He's right there on in the title.
Does Blitz want me to send a fresh link?
Probably.
Oh no, it was just Joseph. But just in case, I will add.
Oh, speaking of which, by the way, did you remember to set your clocks 1 hour forward for daylight savings?
Well, on my phone, it changed automatically, but I did have to. This morning I changed the clocks on the microwave and stove. So
Yeah, they said that we have to set our clocks 1 hour forward, so that means we lose an hour of sleep.
oh, Blitz said on Instagram he'll be back in 12 minutes. You guys could continue. All right. So since he said that, next we will talk about. I just lost my.
Yeah, SpongeBob is next.
All right. Let me just scroll. Oh yeah. Next one, Gorilla and Mystery from SpongeBob SquarePants. So yeah, the Gorilla first appeared, or only appearance in accidents will happen where SpongeBob accidentally broke his butt, and because of that, he has to be very careful. And SpongeBob became very, very paranoid about the surroundings around him, so you don't have to have that happen again. So Sandy and Patrick have to convince SpongeBob to come outside. A lot of attempts fail until they have an idea to have Patrick dress up as a gorilla and scare Sandy, and hopefully SpongeBob will come out. He still won't come out, and then another Patrick came apparently, and then showed it was a gorilla dressed up as Patrick and started beating the living crap out of Sandy, Patrick, in a potato sack, and then SpongeBob finally came out, but in the result, SpongeBob got ripped in half. Until he then asked, what's a gorilla doing underwater? And it's well, you see, and then he escapes while riding on a zebra. It's just weird. Fresh?
Yeah. I'm still here.
Okay. I was going to ask, what was your opinion about that gorilla?
Well, yeah, let's just waiting to see if anyone was gonna jump in, but it's go ahead, move to watch it with your opinion first.
Yeah, I've seen that episode many times. It is very funny, and when I saw that, I was like, "What in the world? Where did he come from?" I was completely blown away.
Yep. All right.
So
and
I give it a 10 out of 10.
All right. Same here. And now for Mystery, he appeared in an episode, I forgot what title it was, but SpongeBob
it's called My Pretty Seahorse.
Thank you, Fresh. And so yeah, SpongeBob was trying to garden, and for some reason his flowers start to disappear with a chomp in its place. And then he figures out it's a seahorse, a green seahorse, and he started falling in love with it, call it Mystery and stuff. And one day he's going to work, he's trying to hide him, and then there's one scene where this. I'm sorry.
Mystery's a she.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Anyway, took her to work, but of course hiding her and stuff. and then these two teenagers came out and thinking that she was one of those writing machines that you put a coin in, and one was like, I can't find a coin slot. Here it is, and like he put it in. I'm assuming it was the butt, and then she like kicked him, and it just like got launched. That is until like Mr. Krabs is getting suspicious, and that's where SpongeBob is trying to hide him in his kitchen until like Krabby Patties and other stuff are getting eaten, and that's where he found out what SpongeBob's been hiding and stuff, and that's where SpongeBob was tasked to get rid of Mystery.
Yeah, it was one of the more touching episodes, but Frank still managed to just put on that kind of like warm and tender role. And then in addition, he also in the episode The Smoking Peanut, he also voiced the giant clam Clamu and her baby.
Yeah, that episode was like, man, because of course the whole time SpongeBob was feeling responsible because of him throwing that peanut, and like he thought the crying was like he's the one who caused it, but the real reason why, because Mr. Krabs stole its pearl, which turns out to be its baby in an egg. Her, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying he for. But the point is, Frank Welker with these roles in SpongeBob, I wish he did more, but nonetheless, he still did great nonetheless. And yeah. And next one, Garfield. Rush, you want to explain?
Yeah, of course, being Garfield, one of the more comical and sarcastic, wisecracking type of characters, as well as being timeless, no doubt. But Frank's version, I can't really tell if it was either the Garfield show or many of the direct-to-DVD movies that get introduced. But he still managed to pull off the voice, almost kind of like a little bit of a combination of like the OG Lorenzo Music and Bill Murray's version.
I think that's what they're going for. And I got introduced to this version of Garfield in his first ever animated movie. So yeah, that was pretty great. And I don't know if in the show that crap, what's the one's name? I just slipped my mind.
What name?
John. Yeah, John. Does he understand him in the show?
Well, okay, well, watch Mojo. It said he had the nonverbal ability to speak with him. So I guess, yeah, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I have to watch the show more. Anyway, yeah, I actually like this version of Garfield, and the voice he gave him is really keen to Bill Murray in the original cartoon version. Even though I never really watched the cartoon version, but I have seen clips or like he doesn't like move his mouth when he talks. It's just like him thinking his thoughts, basically. Yeah. Oh, Blitz is back. Welcome back, Blitz.
Hello. So not that far from the characters. Can I rate his ones from SpongeBob?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. So I was kind of surprised to find out that him, along with D. Bradley Baker, voiced those talking animals in the accidents episode, which was really funny.
Yep.
And it was Mystery. Was it that the seahorse?
Yes.
Yes.
Man, I just like that one scene with the rent. Like Scooter was trying to put like a quarter inside of it. He just went flying at that point.
I mentioned that.
Yeah. So for him, like both of those characters, 10 out of 10, because it was legendary. And for Garfield, you guys could explain your opinions first.
We did.
We are.
Like.
Oh, okay. For my opinion about Garfield, yeah. I know there was an original cartoon about him, but for me, I first got introduced to Garfield overall through the Garfield show. But yeah, with Frank Welker's version, I do really like how he was a successor of the original voice, Lorenzo Music.
His last name is Music?
I just freaking said the name, dude.
Yeah. Like, comparing to him along with Bill Murray, out of all the versions, Frank has to be my favorites from Garfield.
Agreed.
Yeah. Goddamn, we can't wait for next year, right, for Mr. Chris Pratt.
Yeah, we'll see how that will turn out.
But yeah, for Garfield, Infinity, he's like one of the best.
Oh yeah, most definitely, dude. Most definitely. All right. Next one, you suggested this fresh Pegasus from Hercules. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
And yes, again with one of those type of silent snarker type of animal companions. Pegasus is the best friend of Hercules ever since childhood, or well, ever since he was a baby in that matter, and didn't really meet up until he was a teenager, and they begin their adventure. And of course, Pegasus once again carries most of the comedy himself with his expressions and his resentment towards Meg and well, nevertheless, he still remains a good and loyal friend.
Yes, I do agree. For Pegasus, 10 out of 10 for me.
Yes, same here.
Even though I never really saw the movie, I'll agree with your score. All right, next one, Ace from Batman Beyond. So,
Okay. Oh, I was about to say before I saw Ace in Batman Beyond, it was with him. It was Crypto the Superdog. I first saw him.
Same.
Me too. Anyway, so in the future where Batman is really old, well, Bruce Wayne as version, and then a mentor of him, Terry McGinnis, takes up the mentor as Batman Beyond. Apparently he never always had Ace, like in his younger years. Way before Terry joined the gang, Bruce discovered Ace in an alleyway. Apparently, as a pup, he was trained to like become a dog fighter in an illegal dogfighting thing. Of course, as an adult, Ace escaped, and that's where Bruce discovered him and stuff. And then there's this one episode where the guy that trained him before captured him, and it's like all the situation. And apparently, he mutated one dog, and Terry had to defeat him and stuff. And yeah, this version of Ace, I have no problem with. A really good dog and stuff. Being with him, and I'm glad that Bruce took care of him ever since he found him and stuff. So I'm gonna give him a 10.
Cool.
Yep. All right, next one. Nevin's The Cat in the Hat 2003.
Yes. Now this, although there was some dark stuff throughout this movie, like the production wise, it was still decent.
Almost definitely. And and yeah, this was one of the more shocking ones when I got older and learned much more and stuff. And yeah, despite the fact that he was just there as being cute, I guess, but even he had his moments where where he puts his paw over his face, he'd be like, "Yeah, this is gonna suck." But I just gotta say, he's just once again just straight up adorable.
Mm-hmm. And with the certain voice cast they had, I also like how they also had Dan Castellaneta and Darren Norris in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, for Neville's, I give him a 10 out of 10.
Same here. And this wasn't the first moment, and this isn't the first time where Frank did voice a dog for Dr. Seuss. Into that, and like how the Grinch Stole Christmas, he voiced Max.
Yeah.
Oh
he did.
yeah, it does. And in real life, it was called someone else. I think I can't remember what it was. I don't know, but next one, Iceman, Spider-Man, and Amazing Friends. Do you guys talk about that? I'll be right back. Right, I gotta get the laptop charger.
Yo, Fresh, that was a cool suggestion.
Indeed, it was fresh as ice.
That's very chill of you, but go ahead.
Yeah, one of the more surprising ones where I got to know about it's just basically Fred in ice form.
Well, yeah, you could say it like that, I don't like how the Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends were basically the cast, the cast itself, it was basically the cast members from Transformers G1.
Where's Movie Watcher?
I don't know. But yeah, go on, Fresh.
I didn't say. Oh wait, you already done with your side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Even though, yeah, I watched a little bit of the show. Like I remember one episode where Captain America was involved. I just didn't really kind of got that much more into it, but it was just still amazing to me.
Uh-huh. And other than Iceman, he also played Flash Thompson in the show.
Really?
And he also played Daredevil. Well, actually, just Matt Murdock, but it was still cool.
Right.
So, like, my ranking for his Iceman, like 10 out of 10. It was pretty chill of him.
None.
Cool to the bone. Or wait, chill to the bone. Is that how you say it? Anyway, next one. Hefty Smurf. Hefty.
Oh, I missed those commercials.
Yeah.
I think they still do them, but
They don't.
You don't show them around. But yeah, with Hefty Smurf, I do like the voice Frank uses, a little bit tough and a little bit, soft sounding, but it was still a cool character he got to play in the original Smurfs cartoon.
yep. It is really recognizable, especially with a heart tattoo on his arm.
Yes.
Oh,
And like for you, Fresh?
Yeah, when I got much more into the Smurfs, thanks to my mom, yeah, it was very like honorable for him to take this, and always made to be the strongest Smurf alive, and always be there for his friends. And everything.
Yes. For my opinion on Hefty Smurf in this cartoon, I give him a 9 out of 10.
Infinity.
10-2. And next one. Professor Triple X the Large from K&D.
I think his batteries just died.
yeah.
There.
I remember that character.
It's like the goofiness of Frank using that voice.
Same.
Yeah, I love how you do it, Fresh.
Oh, and indeed, it's kind of almost like just taking like a much more kookier version of Tigger, because that's what when I first watched, Kenny and the Chimp, he just kind of like reminded me a little bit of Tigger in him.
I think that's what Frank was trying to go for while voicing extra large.
And of course, that was my suggestion when I made that On in the Mantle episode of Tigger. But yeah, well, first watching the show, the shorts, and then get introduced to the show, it seemed like, okay, so he's just some kooky mad scientist. It was like, dude, what's your beef, bro? But then when I watched Kids Next Door revealing that some adults are like the villains, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
And his main goal is like to make the perfect snow cone.
Yeah. And remember, this role was originally supposed to go to Mark Hamill.
Right, yes.
But I do like Frank Welker's invitation better because it's really fitting for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for him, I give him an Infinity. He's just that's funny.
Same.
Yep. And what's your favorite form of him? The one where he has tentacles, turtle shell, or crab claw?
Turtle shell.
Crab claw.
Tentacles.
Damn. 3-way. But now I'm just playing. Next one, Monty Uno, the father of number one. Yeah,
Yep.
although he does act a little bit clumsy here and there, but he's alright, Dad. Like he tries to do his best, for Nigel. You can't really say he's like the worst. That he's just trying to do the best for him.
Yeah, that is until we find out that he was originally a Kids Next Door agent. He was actually the founder of it, the overall being number 0. And finding this out using a special device that restores your memory after there's been erased. And the movie Operation Zero, where Montiano got his memories back and got his old self. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, he got his memories erased. But in the final episode of Candy Operation, what was it, Files or something?
Interviews,
thank you. And that's where they brought his memories back once more. And then when I read, apparently they brought back his mother's one. And apparently she was an agent as well. I forgot what her number was.
But with Monty, yeah, I just like the whole scene where number one's fangirling about like how his father is number 0.
I know, and he did the same thing with the. We wouldn't call it fangirling. He was just like getting overexcited. The fact that the delightful children were like the long lost Sector Z.
Yeah, and remember when he was recommissioned to number 0, that was not Frank Welker, it was somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wonder who-
it was Dave Willenberg.
really?
Mhm.
I would have
Uh,
never known.
But yeah, that whole like movie itself, especially revealing that father is number one's uncle.
Yep.
But yeah, for Monty, I give it a 10 out of 10. He's a cool dad.
Yep. I give him an affinity.
Okay.
And
And-
next one, Rumble, Rainbow Monkey Kong.
It's a lot Donkey Kong, but yeah, you remember much?
Actually, I do, because an episode where I forgot what it's called, where number 3 takes number 4 with her, like some Rainbow Monkey amusement park thing, and number 4 keeps saying how stupid it is. This pisses off number 3 and other girls, and they take him to an underground jungle area where he is stuck with a giant version of a rainbow monkey, which is basically King Kong. And the rest of the episode I don't really remember much. I think he like bonds with him and stuff. I don't really remember, but yeah. And I also read in a fandom information of the episode that I'm sorry.
It's an echo.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, I read online that a lot of mothers had a bit of trouble with this episode because of number 4 using stupid a lot.
Oh, well.
They're stupid. But otherwise, his roles from Candy. I just like how the fact that both him and D-By Baker were basically just the gods of the show, like, providing the animal noises.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, of course. Frank Welker being like the king of the animal noises, while Deep Red Bigger is king of animal and alien noises.
Either or go.
All right, next one. Charles the dog from Space Jam. So yeah, he didn't appear much. There's scenes that he appeared, like for example, where he first appeared when Michael Jordan came home after Wayne Knight's character brought him home from baseball game. Charles came out of his doghouse and tackled him and started slobbering himself. And then he appeared again when Daffy was trying to look for the house. He accidentally went inside his doghouse and he started attacking him. And once again, where it showed that he had Jordan's basketball shorts, and they tried to get it for him, but they couldn't until his 3 children grabbed it and it just went off. That's it.
Okay.
So, what's your thoughts?
Rough.
Bow wow.
Bow. That kind of reminds me of a line Stewie said.
Wait, what do you mean?
I'll tell you later, but Charles the dog, not really much as you said, like, 9 out of 10.
8.
It's 7.
All right, next one. Brox from Gargoyles.
Mhm.
So yeah, he is the guard dog of the Gargoyles crew. So yeah, before he developed a name back in the olden days, he's just a guard dog, like I said. But later on, when the 3 Gargoyles, Broadway, Brooklyn, and Lexington were like exploring, they discovered their names, and Brooklyn gave the guard dog the name Bronx, which apparently Bronx was hesitant at first, but I think he got used to it later on. Nothing more about him. He's just a attack dog of the group, and I really like him. I give him a 9. Okay, I didn't really see the second movie where Shao Kahn appeared, but I didn't know he did a vocal face for a girl. I thought it was Cameron Robertson for the whole time, but skip. Bull Roller Coaster Rabbit. I'm not familiar with that. Are you?
No.
Me neither. Next one, Dino from the Flintstones franchise.
Oh yeah, like it goes like in and out with him and Mel Blanc, but this him taking over from Mel Blanc again, it was like really cool of him, Like at first, I thought he voiced him in the live action Flintstones, but it was Mel Blanc, but just reusing his voice. But he voiced him in other media and in the video games. And yeah, I give him a 10 out of 10 for that.
Even though I didn't hear a voice sound like either, I'll give him your score as well.
Take your word for it.
Hey, wait. What about Oswald? You skipped him.
Well, I didn't really play much of Epic Mickey, so.
Oh, because I heard the voice a little bit. It was really cool. Like, he could use that kind of voice for Mickey Mouse a little bit.
If he ever voiced Mickey.
We're going.
It was great to know that they said something about like making Oswald Mickey's official brother, something like that. If I believe, like I heard from facts.
Which is pretty crazy to find out that Oswald was supposed to be the original mascot of Disney, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
And since there's so many roles, I'm gonna do what I did last time. Just pick different, few roles left in the stream since there's so many. Sound good?
I mean, I could stay for a while, no problem. No issue.
All right. Next one, Willie from Transformers the movie. So, even though I got introduced to Willie and Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, voiced by Tom Kenny, this one I saw in 1986 Transformers movie, where when the Autobots were on a planet trying to search for Cup and Hot Rod, which were on the same planet as they were. They got lost, and then a random voice called out. Apparently, he speaks in rhyme and stuff, and he's just basically insulting Grimlock until Grimlock started attacking him, and then he had a slingshot thing, and then Willie convinced that they can find Hot Rod and Cup, and then eventually do, and then have out his ship, and he became part of the team. I mean, he's a right character in the movie, but I do kind of like the voice of him.
That's really, really nice of you.
Yeah.
Really.
All right, next one. Let's see. Frankenstein, Alvin Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite movies from Alvin and Chipmunks back in the day. And, I just like how, bringing back Frankenstein. I just like, the friendship him and Theodore made.
Same here.
Yeah. And
I didn't really
see
see the movie.
Oh, you gotta see it. It's like one of the best.
Well, I did see a little bit of this movie, which I'll talk about right now. The Wolfman from Alvin Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman.
Yes, even though that Maurice LaMarche played Lawrence Talbot, it was actually Frank Welker who did take on the title monster.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this appeared on the hub. I didn't really see the whole thing, but I did see the part where Theodore got bitten by a werewolf and his hand started bleeding, and then overnight started transforming to a half chipmunk, half werewolf hybrid and stuff. And yeah, and then there's a play, if I remember, and he started attacking everyone. Well, not attacking everyone, just scaring everyone away. That's all I remember, basically.
Okay, next one.
Oh, here we go. Azrael from the live-action Smurfs.
Wow, I love how you just skipped mine after that one.
Well, I'm just choosing what to do. Okay.
I'm fine. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead, maybe.
Anyway, Azrael. Yeah. This is how I got introduced to Azrael and whole before I got introduced to him in the 80s. So yeah, his
Wait. Did you say the 80s?
Of Smurfs?
He didn't voice him in the 80s one.
I know. I mean, okay, you misheard me. This is how I got introduced to Azrael in the live action before I got introduced to him in the 80s.
That's right, sucker. You told them.
That's what I'm trying to say, but you misunderstood.
Go ahead.
Anyway, yes. His version of Azrael is pretty good. A mixture of real cat and CGI. Um, but I prefer like the CGI and makes him up more expressive and stuff. And he's pretty hilarious and stuff. And like every time like Gargamel wants to like find out what his source are, he like tosses Azrael somewhere. He's like, Azrael, are you dead? And there's also this one scene in Smurfs 2 where like Azrael's trying to tell Gargamel the Smurfs are like near and he's like not now and he's like ah! And then Gargamel just tosses him out the window. But for this version I give him 10.
Because I just
All
love
right.
the laughing scene with him.
Oh yeah, me too. Next one, Baby Kermit, Baby Beaker, and Skeeter, Muppet Babies.
Yeah, the OG one back in the day. So yeah, it was pretty impressive how. And fun fact, other than play Baby Kermit, he actually played adult Kermit in other media, especially in Family Guy.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did see him behind the voice actors.
So yeah, with Baby Kermit, it was pretty good for like a baby version of Kermit. And I first saw him do the voice and behind the scenes with him and Maurice LaMarche when they were doing the real Ghostbusters show, and got them both of them were like really young, like really young. But yeah, his version of Baby Kermit, it's like infinity because it was so spot on.
Oh,
Yep.
And Baby Beaker, what else can he say? Me. That's it. It's 10 out of 10. And then, yeah, with Skeeter, after Howie Mandel left the show, he took over for Skeeter, which was a good impression. You know, I didn't really mind. I just give it a 9 out of 10.
Cool. All right, next one, Monkey Brains from 2012.
You could just say Rockwell, as
well, he doesn't listen. Brain cells dying every single time.
Look, here's the thing, though. The reason I added Monkey Brains because it's in the merchandise, and that's what I always been calling stuff. So, and this is like the only time they voiced him before Tom Kenny took over his speaking role. So yeah, originally, Dr. Rockwell, he transformed to mutant by an ex-partner of his, like experimenting on monkeys and stuff, and. Yeah, apparently the turtles laughed at Johnny after being attacked by a monkey. So, yeah.
Shame on you, Christian.
What?
I'm surprised you put this TMNT before the movie he was in, where you voiced both Taka and Razar.
Hey, what can I say? A little bit of dum-dum DNA.
I just like the part with Razar and Taka just saying, Mama? And
Here,
the short name fits. Yeah. Christian, do you mind going back once and just I just want to mention the Big Bang for him from Superpower Team Galactic Guardians.
All right, here.
So yeah, fun fact: Frank Walker was the third actor to play Joker in animation, and his version is really funny as hell.
I bet it was.
It was like, oh yeah, but yeah, it was kind of like the voice he uses for Professor Extra Large.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then for Darkseid, I just love that voice for Darkseid he used it. It kind of reminded me of that character John DiMaggio played in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh wait, Arthur, the insecurity virus?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I thought it was John DiMaggio.
Yes, it was John DiMaggio, but wait, go ahead, please. Before
I'm making a comparison.
Yes, it was meant to be an impression of some dude named Keith Sharabanshka. The original voice of Trigon in the OG Teen Titans.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Calabac. Yes, originally, yeah, I was used to like Michael Thorne's version, but his version, yeah, Frank is really good. And yes, Mr. Mexiplex, yeah. Like, yes, used to like Gilbert Gottfried's like version, but with Frank's, it was crazy and wild. It was actually funny. It was like Joker Bond, like he was like on crack. Yeah. So for all his roles from this certain show, 10 out of 10. The fact that he got to play Joker in the past, that's the thing.
Yep. All right. Next one, Sonia from Madagascar 3.
Oh, Sonia, please come back.
So yeah, while Julian, Mort, and Mordecai, Mordecai.
Maurice, Dodo.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Not Mordecai. Dang it.
Don't you mean Mordo?
Maurice. Yes, Maurice. Where did Mordecai come from? Anyway, while they were in another car, they stumbled upon a bear, which Julian fell in love with. And yes, the bear is a girl and stuff. And she's known for wearing a tutu and riding a unicycle.
Mm.
And what's your thoughts?
Rawr. Sonia was an interesting bear, especially with her riding that motorcycle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that part when she and Julian were breaking up, and when she looked back, and that I felt that so very much.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And yeah, she was an alright character. I give her a 9.
10. It was epic.
10.
All right, next one. The Penguins from Mr. Popper's Penguins. Have any of you ever seen the Jim Carrey movie?
No, I haven't seen that one.
I haven't, but I remember Fresh posted a short about it. Like he was making a joke with him with that movie.
Really? What joke?
Like he was impersonating Jim Carrey in the Penguins as well as the Penguin from DC.
Really? Well, the Penguins go by names. Captain Popper, I believe. Bitey, which bites. Lovey, which hugs people. Stinky, which farts. Nimrod, which bumps into Deans. And Loudy, which squawks really, really loud. That's all I remember. And so, yeah, ascend from a father stuff and whatnot. And a prey, and he's forced to take care of him. That's until in the movie he does send him to the Arctic. So yeah, Mr. Popper's Penguins is really a classic movie. One of my favorite Jim Carrey movies and such. I give the Penguins a 10.
Even though I saw it once, yeah, I'll take the word for it.
All right. Next one, Grungies from Jetsons the movie.
Oh yeah, so basically it was this like little creature. I've seen the movie once. I know Frank voiced other characters, but Frank Welker got the chance to play Astro the dog and that crossover with the Jetsons and WWE.
I heard about that. And one of the Grungies is voiced by Brad Garrett.
Yes.
So yeah, that's basically it for them. Next one, a really ruthless villain, Sabor from Tarzan.
Sabor, Dodo.
Oh, this was a little tricky one, but Fresh, explain.
Okay, yes. At first, yeah, this kind of like ticked me off at first because a long time ago, when I was at first it did say like Sabor was first like a male, but get to know that she's actually female. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll let that slide. So she's introduced as being the secondary antagonist of the movie, where she first kills the baby of Kerchak and Kala, and then tries to kill baby Tarzan, and then later on, as she tries to kill him again as an adult, she gets killed herself.
And also, she killed Tarzan's parents too.
Right, yes. Like I was just trying to get straight to it.
And that was pretty ruthless.
I know. Both the parents and the baby girl didn't deserve to die.
But you do know about that theory with Tarzan and Frozen, right? You still know about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I am familiar with that. Yes.
All right, next.
The last one, Khan and Crikey Mulan.
Crikey? This ain't no Australian film.
Crikey, wow. What is
sorry,
wrong with your
Crikey.
brain,
This ain't no Australian film, mates. But yeah. Yeah, Mulan was another beautiful movie when I first watched it as a kid. It was excellent in my opinion. And yeah, Conda was like the horse from Mulan, just going everywhere. Yeah,
That's his name?
yeah. And Kirky, yeah, just the cricket, that would always follow Mulan and the others all around. But overall, his roles from Mulan and the movie itself were excellent, like Infinity.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was a pretty good stream.
To you, maybe.
Yeah, if you want to act like a D-hole.
So
what do you-
yeah,
What are you doing next week, Christian?
maybe best and worst. I was about to say Decepticons.
Good luck.
Well, you don't want to join?
Maybe I will. Yeah, those watchers.
Christian, before you end the live stream, I just want to point out that remember you was talking about that Rainbow Monkey Kong earlier?
Mhm. Yeah.
He appeared in the Kids Next Door episode Hugs. Humongously unwieldy gorilla showdown.
Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that, movie watcher.
Thanks.
So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. You have a great rest of the day.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.